old school. You know me, all about the culture, like Rashid and OG. Like, subscribe, and tell your whole street. Load this next episode with love for the whole team. Yeah, let's get serious for the free period. And drop a link in the comments, cause we hearing it. Shout out to OG, shout out to Rash K, set a new standard.
What's happening? Greetings, all Massive and crew. We meet again on the Masterclass podcast. This is episode 132. 132. Like 123, but the other way around. 132. My name is Rashid K, the head nigga in charge, the peace ran god. You already know what time it is. I hope you had an awesome hip-hop week, because I know I did. And you know why? Because 1426 dropped last week, an EP, Straight Everest EP. Me and my homie Dope Flop. The music video as well dropped, you know, with Muz Moka, Sansa Gold, Jabun Lavini, Sbala K. Who else? Who am I forgetting? You know, all them TKZ niggas, man. So shout out to that. I'm excited. And our next door neighbor as well, Risen. You know, Toes and Katlehong is one thing. Risen. Oh, Sizwe Alakine dropped as well on the same day. It's been a good week, man. It's been a good week. Shout out to the gents putting in some work, you know. None of that hip-hop is dead shit. You know, none of that hip-hop is dead shit. That shit is spoken by people who are not into hip-hop. You know, that's a wishful thinking. That's what they want to see, you know. I won't lie, hip-hop is struggling, but it's not dead. You know, it's like when someone is sick or not feeling well or not doing well, and then you're saying he's dead. No, that means you're wishing him dead. You know, hip-hop is still alive. Hip-hop is still alive. You better recognize that, you know. Shout out to all the homies who dropped, man. Shout out to all the homies who dropped. We see you. And we're going to try as much as we can to review every album on this channel, you know, the Masterclass podcast. And something else that's been bothering me is artist and validation, you know, especially if you're not from Joburg. Like, artists like, no, this thing is Joburg only. Oh, just because we're not from Joburg. Then, you know, you can make it happen, and you can grow the culture wherever you are. You know, it's true you do need Joburg because of resources and infrastructure, but as soon as you get that, you can go back home and develop the movement in your own hood, in your own city. You know what I mean? That's exactly what DJ Tira did with Durban. You know, he was messing with Kalawa. He came to Joburg to learn the business and this and that. It blew up. He went to Durban, and then that Durban Kwaito blew up from Durban. You know, they didn't have to come here. You know, because they had Tira who understands the industry and the business. You can do that too. There's a lot of artists, there's a lot of rappers who come to Joburg. They blow up. They never go back home. You know, I don't know if Proverb went back to Kimberley to give back after blowing up, or to bring other people with them. You know, they 90% of the successful rappers, be it Casper, Proverb, Kulichana, you name them, they settle in Joburg. They buy houses in Joburg. They settle in Joburg forever. I don't know if they ever go back home to plow back or to give back. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying, that it's sometimes it's us who hold our cities back. You know, sometimes you need to go back and, how can I help? You know, I did my part, me as Rashid K, I've been doing the Beast Rand mixtape series. We have 5 out. That's my contribution. That's me giving back to the East Rand, where I'm from. And on top of that, I did that for my own hood as well. 1426, putting niggas on, putting niggas together. That's the beat I can do for my hood, for my hometown. You know what I mean? So I hope other rappers learn that instead of blaming Joburg. Oh no, just because I'm not from Joburg. Hey, Joburg, you don't need Joburg validation. Come here, learn the tricks and trade of the business, and go back home and kill it. There's a lot of talent out there. Gqeberha has crazy talent. Cape Town has crazy talent. Maftown has crazy talent. Pitori is on the right track. I see what Pitori is doing. Pitori is blowing up from Pitori, Even though some people can say, but it's like 40 minutes away from Joburg. But they're doing it from Pitori, And the Durban niggas that are popping on the mainstream, I see their movement. Because most of them are here in Joburg, The Quellas, I see Usmamane in Joburg every other weekend, So, yeah, you can come to Joburg, up your game, and then go back home, bring back more niggas, and then hip-hop will just take over, instead of sitting back and complain. It was the same situation in America where every city needed a New York validation. Yeah, if I can be accepted in New York, That's why Gangsta Guru and Premier are not from New York. They had to go to New York to make it. A lot of rappers had to. Even Kanye West packed his bags and went to New York. Common went to New York. Until the South were like, I know, these niggas think we whack. The South is whack. Let's rather do our own shit. They before the trap generation, the Ludacris had to hold their own with Nas and them, all the New York niggas. Outkast is from the South. They had to be accepted on the East Coast. Scarface and the Ghetto Boys, they had to be accepted in the East Coast and New York. Until Crank, Lil Jon and them no, we're gonna focus on the South. They blew up in the South. And then after Crank, Trap, T.I. and them, they introduced Trap. They blew up in the South. And the Trap sound took over the whole of America. And then everyone else started sounding like they from the South, even though they don't. New York niggas started sounding like they were from the South because everyone was riding on this trap wave. That's what you can do also from your own hood. Say, yo, this is how we do it over here. I'm going to do it for my people. You don't know if it's going to spill over and explode nationally, So represent your hood the right way. Don't try to be accepted in Joburg or wherever. Trends change all the time. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, Malum Kulkate is the most original rapper I know. Look how many rappers took the Malum Kulkate style of rapping and the dance moves and the lingo, because he was being himself, so you can be yourself too, and after a week, moving on from that, after a week of these songs, what I noticed is relatability. When all these songs were in vernac, and I started seeing people breaking down lines, line by line, stuff they don't normally do with English songs or English diss tracks or just songs in general in English, you know. So I noticed the relatability, you know, and people now can, you don't have to explain the bars to them, you know, because you're talking in their own language. You know, you're talking directly to them. You know, I'm not saying people shouldn't um, rap in English. You can rap in English, but the problem with English, when you use a simple spoken language, they think you whack. So when you use like complicated vocabulary, you lose the audience. They don't know what you're talking about, you know. So it's a catch-22 situation. Which one are you gonna go for? You know, you wanna be respected without being understood. You wanna be respected without moving any units, or you wanna be dissed and have numbers. It's crazy. It's a difficult situation, you know. Like, eh, that's a weak bar, and you're on million views. Or they say, that nigga is the god MC, that nigga is the goat, but nobody's fucking with your shit, you know. It's crazy. It's crazy how these things work, man. You know. Anyway, let's just do you, man. Just do you. You know, I'm very big on relatability. Whether you rap in English or in vernac, you know, you need to be relatable. You know why UK hip hop became big? It's when they started using the UK accent. Because for many years, hip hop in the UK was like just like in South Africa. They were rapping in an American accent, you know. And I know a lot of people still think you dope if you can copy and paste that American accent. It doesn't matter what you say on the song. As long as you're sounding like you're from Atlanta or you're from New York, they think you dope. You know what I mean? And until the UK rappers started using the British accent, that's when they started being relatable. That's when they started becoming superstars. That's when they started selling records. That's when America started taking them serious, having features with UK rappers, because they didn't do that before, because they were like these kids who trying to be American, you know. It doesn't work like that. I hope we learn a lesson and be ourselves. Even if you rap in English, don't do that fake American accent. English is spoken in South Africa. There's a South African English accent that you can use in your raps. You know, Pro Kid used to rap in English when he started, but he didn't have an accent. He sounded like a South African, you know. Sometimes you'd forget that he's rapping in in English. You'd think he's rapping in vernac because he had that South African accent, you know. So, yeah, let's get to our topic for this week. And the topic for this week, ring the bell there, Nkuli. Yeah, we talking about networking, you know, because a lot of people be like, yo, put me on, I need this and that, but I never see you anywhere. How do I get on that lineup? It's there's a lot of dope music out there. It's not about the music 90% of the time, but it's about connections. It's about who you know. How do you get into that position? By going out there, going out to events, going out to functions, meet these people, let them see you, you know. I'm not saying go there to bother them, you know, just hi, what's up, small talk and out until they recognize your face, you know. Sometimes when they meet you, they're going to be the ones greeting you. You know what I mean? Because you're always out there. So the tendency with artists, they never attend events unless they're on the lineup. That's very, very bad for hip hop artists, because I know like 95% of you rappers don't have managers. I'm saying this from experience because all the songs and the messages that I get are from artists. Please put me on. Please put me on the lineup. Please put me on radio. I never talk to managers because you guys don't have managers, you know. But when you don't have managers, you need to be out there, you know, at network. Nobody's born with connections, you know. Nobody's born with connections, you know. I'm the kid who's from the East Rand, who grew up in the East Rand, you know. I had to do something to be noticed by the Oskidos, by all these big dogs in the industry. You know, I had to be out there. They didn't notice me while I was chilling in the hood, in the corner. I was out there networking, knocking on doors. You need to do that too. Networking is very important. You know, nobody is born with connections. Nah, never that. You have sometimes, even if you you're from a well-off family, you need to create your own family, your own connections. You know, Durban Gogo's dad was a minister, Jeff Hardeb. But she had to go out there. She had to go out and learn how to DJ. She had to go out in the clubs and meet people, promoters, you know, organizers. She wasn't booked from home, you know. If she can do that, if she can go out and do that, why can't you? You know, she has a better chance of getting noticed because my father is what. But she still goes out there to hustle. I can name a lot of people, I can name a lot of artists who are from such families, but they didn't just sit back and say, I know, I'm just going to ask my dad to call DJ Maporisa. No, it doesn't work like that in this industry. You know, you need to networking is important. You know, networking is important. Most of the jobs that I got in the industry were not because I was the best in the business. It was because I put myself out there and they knew what I was capable of, you know. So instead of going through the CVs, you already know that, okay, Rashid can do that. So let's cut the bullshit and don't waste time and hit him up and hear what he says. You know, because I've already established that networking, that connection, you know. That's all it takes. You know, you're gonna think about valela ngaphandle, you keep on sending your music, you keep on sending your CV, you keep on bothering people. They don't know you. There's no need to valela ngaphandle someone you don't know. You know, people have nothing against you. Some people that you say bakvalela ngaphandle, they don't even know you exist. You know, they don't even know you exist. But now you have haters, you have ops, you have this, you have that. It doesn't work like that in this industry. You need to be out there. You know what I mean? And some people like they're very careless with their social medias. You know, they post some dumb shit about people and it comes back to bite them, you know. Because you don't know who's running these things out there. You know, you're going to send your email, it gets to the very same guy you were insulting or trolling on social media. You know what I mean? So let's be professional. If you're reckless, get someone to run your pages, your social media pages. You know, you can't be reckless when you're still on the come up, when you're still on the hustle, when you're still gonna need these people. You know, so I'm very big on networking. You know, I have friends all over the country that I didn't grow up with. You know, when I'm in Cape Town, I can't be stranded. When I'm in Durban, I can't sleep on the street, you know, because I know people that became my colleagues in the industry, you know. They know when they in Joburg, they can call me. You know what I'm saying? That came from networking, you know. So I'm stressing this point. I'm stressing this point again, that especially if you're still on your come up and coming artist, please go out and network. You know, even if you're not performing, go ask who the organizer of this event is, who the promoter. Pay at the door and get close to him. Talk to him like, yo, next time you have something like this, I can come perform for free. You know, if you're happy, you can pay me on the next one. That's networking. You know, now he knows that he saw you that, okay, this guy is supporting my events. I've been seeing him. Oh, you also rap, you also sing, you also DJ. Come through, let's talk. You know, that came from networking. You know, it's very important. It's very important, you know. I'm gonna just leave it right there. But let's try to watch how we move in the industry if we're serious about it, you know. And let's move to the free period. Free period. Rappers. We start with rappers. We always start with rappers. This week, the rapper of the week or the artist of the week is Lowfeye. Lowfeye from the Quellas. I love the Quellas, man. I love these kids. They changing the whole game. They coming with the new sound, and I'm loving their style. I'm loving their music. I'm loving their lingo. Yeah, Lowfeye is one of the future superstars from the Quellas. You know, he's one of those who can make it as a solo artist. But I'm not saying leave the group. Don't grow your head now. But he's pretty nice. He's pretty good. You know, I'd love to do something with him someday. But he's a really dope artist. I see your Quellas. I see your moves. You know, and I'm happy and I'm proud. So shout out to Lowfeye. And we're still gonna profile others, man. I think this is the third one I'm profiling from the Quellas, and it's 10 of them. You know, so yeah, no, we're good. We're good. Shout out to Lowfeye. I see you, boy. I see you. Okay, then we move to the producer for this week. Producer for this week is TTBeats. TTBeats is from Cape Town. Very dope producer. Did some work with Bravo Leroux, you know, and other artists from Ikapa, you know. So I'm watching you. I'm seeing you. I'm seeing your moves. I'm hearing your beats, you know. Send more beats this side. Joburg, get one of these rappers to ride on your shit, and then you're good. You should be good. TTBeats from Cape Town, Mother City. I see you. Shout out, homie. Shout out. Okay, last but not least. Last but not least, as the album review, who are we reviewing this week? All the way from Gqeberha. My clicks are on point. Gqeberha. We have StaticFlo. StaticFlo just dropped an album. 13 tracks, 42 minutes. Quite a solid album. It's called Flight 31. Flight 31. You need to check it out. Get the album. You know. I like the album, man. I like the album. You know, StaticFlo is the rapper's rapper. You know, she's on some You know, I think she's into that backpack cypher rap, you know. And almost on every song, like, there's nothing wrong with that. But like, no one can deny that StaticFlo can rap, you know. She needs to stop rapping like she's proving a point that she can rap. Because I noticed that she has some soulful beats, hip hop beats, she has drill, she has trap, but she still brings that cypher raps, that dungeon raps, like no, relax. You can have fun with it, you know. Now we know that you can rap, you know, you approved and validated, you know. Now you can go and do. I need a check, ma. You know, nobody's gonna question whether you can rap or not. Have fun with it. Have fun with it. I like the album, but it's too rapid a rap. You know, it's too rapid a rap. There's nothing wrong with that, but have a variety and have some fun with it. I love this album. Love this album. You can check it out for yourself and decide. But with me, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Shout out to StaticFlo. Go check that album, Flight 31. My name is Rashid K, the Masterclass Podcast, episode 132, and I'm out.
The old school, you know me, all about the culture, like Rashid and OG. Like, subscribe, and tell your whole street. Load this next episode with love for the whole team. Yeah, let's get serious for the free period. And drop a link in the comments, cause we hearing it. Shout out to OG, shout out to Rash K, set a new standard.